So, hey, welcome all to the Small Business Phoenix Rising Zoom meeting. I believe this is about our 15th or 17th meeting, so we've had quite a few. So we have a few more people that look like they're joining us here. So I will just repeat real quickly once I get over here to the slides. Our crusade is to provide small business owners the tools, insights, and mentoring needed to get through this tough time and back to being successful and profitable. And that's where we're all wanting to be and get back to. So let's just do this. If you're okay, let me do something a little bit different. If you guys are okay, we have a small group. Usually we have about 15 to 20 people. But to make this meeting maybe even a little bit more intimate, would it be okay if we just went around and have everybody kind of introduce themselves, say what they do, kind of give us your 60-second commercial. Once again, keep it to 60 seconds. Did I say 60 minutes? I meant to say 60 seconds, okay? In fact, hey, Deb, are you still there? Maybe not. Okay.
I am. I'm gonna have to bow out in just a few minutes.
Okay. Hey, can you just introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do, and take about 60 seconds? Is that okay?
I would love to. So my name is Neighbors. I'm with a company currently called Zervita. Been in the health and wellness industry probably the last 6 years, 2.5 years with Zervita. Partnered with a gentleman named Paul Magistri, who's been in the industry for many years, and I have a direct sales background for 30 plus years, most of the time doing a corporate job and using direct sales as my background. Moved to Houston 11 years ago, married the love of my life. I had retired from GE. I had been doing a Mary Kay business and just wanted to expand my horizons to be able to touch other people, other lives. So got involved with Zervita, like I said, about 2.5 years ago. Have nutrition in a bottle and a complete line of performance products for athletes right down to the everyday guy and gal that are going to the gym or not going to the gym but want to take good care of their health.
Cool. All right.
Company, debt-free, and we do most of our business by sampling.
Cool. Craig, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, when I can figure out how to unmute there. Sorry about that. And just a shout out for Deborah. I'm familiar with the Zervita products, so it's good stuff. Sorry, I've got things beeping in the background.
All right.
My name is Craig Klein. I'm with Electric and Gas Savings. We're a commercial energy broker. So we basically help brick and mortar businesses save money on their electric bills. I have 20 different energy providers that compete for your business. We're not only interested in what you in how much energy you use, but we also help you in saving energy by doing some LED retrofits and some other things to help you save on your energy costs.
Cool. Lori Ash, why don't you give it a shot?
Thank you, Andy. Hey everybody, my name is Lori Ash, and I help business owners, salespeople, and entrepreneurs gain new customers, and just as important, keep the ones they have. I'm Lori Ash, and I'm with Send Out Cards, and I just put my contact info into the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Lori. All right, Al, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, Craig. Hey, Lori. By the way, I love Send Out Cards. I was introduced to it a long time ago, about when they first started, actually, by a woman in our church. And I think it's a wonderful concept. It really is amazing concept.
Thank you.
And Craig, I've known for many, many years, and know he's doing a great job helping commercial folks. You all know I'm director of.
All right, I think we lost Al there. He's having some problems with his computer. All right.
Oh, we love technology. It's so much fun.
I know.
And we're here to help. Hey, Jory, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Jory, we're just kind of going around the room here and introducing ourselves. Would you mind doing that? Would that be okay? Just give us about a 60-second.
Yeah, I'm driving, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of looking at my screen, but I'm happy to chat.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, so my name's Jory Hersher. I'm in the Conroe area. I'm an attorney I also run a nonprofit that is the emotional trauma and suicide prevention recovery coach, I guess, or advocate, however you want to put it. I'm also a national keynote speaker on the same topic. So,
Cool.
yeah, that's me.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us today. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started here. Texas reopening. We're probably noticing that more and more businesses are opening up. I believe it's the 18th that most restaurants, barbershops, and everybody else can go to 50% capacity. That's my understanding, that we'll be headed into the second phase. And then anybody have anything different on that? But that's my understanding with what's happening.
You know what the date is on?
I think on the 18th, salons and gyms and those kinds of things are able to open at 25% capacity.
Right. So yeah, hopefully by mid-June, beginning of July, things will start to look somewhat normal, except when I was driving into work, they've already concluded that 100,000 businesses in the United States have had to just close their doors. They said, we're done. So it's unfortunate, but with that, there's a lot of opportunity. And in fact, I was just talking with Mike Mogel. Most of us know him. He owns a commercial cleaning company. But when people go out of business, there's an opportunity, those of us that stay in business, to be able to pick up that market share, because there will be quite a bit. So anyway, with that being said, let's just jump into, if that's okay. Does anybody have anything else to say about Texas reopening right now?
Waiting for the gym to open.
Yeah.
It'll be there Monday. Yeah.
In fact, you know what's interesting? One of the biggest growing growth industries right now is personal home gym equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting. So, okay, cool. So our case study today is the importance of online reviews. And everybody agrees. Those of you that are on, just nod your head. Yes, you believe that online reviews are important. Absolutely. So I'm showing a slide right now of online reviews. You've got Google, Yelp, Facebook, Yellow Pages, Consumer Affairs, TripAdvisor, Angie's List, and I could go on and on. I'm just listing just a few of them, but there's so many different platforms for online reviews. It is probably one of the most important things that we can do online is to get reviews about our business and how we've done with the customers that we've served. So I'm just going to go over a couple of statistics here. I'm going to talk and refer to what social proof is. Social proof being defined that's what the community thinks. That's what other people think about your product or service. But 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations, and that's a search engine land stat. And that's really quite astounding to think that if you could get something online on one of these review channels, that it's pretty much considered just as good as a personal recommendation. 90% of customers say buying decisions are influenced by online reviews. And the company to blame for all of this is Amazon. Amazon started the whole online review thing. All these other companies have basically followed suit into how Amazon did this. And it's understandable, because when we go and we buy things on Amazon, if I buy something for about $20, $25, I probably read one or two reviews. I go and I buy something that's $70, $80, $100, I'm reading maybe 3 or 4. I go and buy something that's in the thousands of dollars, I'm reading like a couple hundred reviews. So reviews are really important. The more reviews you get, the better off you are in your business. Search engine optimization. That is one thing that also reviews that do. And search engine optimization is simply how people find you on the internet. 63% of consumers use a search engine like Google to find online reviews. Okay. So very specifically, that's 63% of the market goes out there and actually searches, whether they're using Google, they're using Bing, they're using Yahoo. I'm not sure who still really uses Yahoo as a search engine, but I guess there's probably somebody out there. These search engines are being used by consumers to find online reviews. 78% of US adults believe it's very important to look up information about a business before deciding to interact or to do business with them. So another really cool fact. When consumers want to know how good a business is at what they do, according to Bright Local, and this was the 63% of consumers will Google the business name to see what they're doing. What happens to the 37% remaining? What do they do? If we have 63% that are going to Google, Bing, Yahoo to search for it, where are the other 37%? The 37%, the other, are going directly to review sites. So anybody know what they call people that are constantly using Yelp to search for businesses? Anybody know what they call them? You know that answer, Lori? Craig?
Yelpers?
Yelpers.
There you go, Yelpers. They
Yeah.
actually have a name for them. And believe it or not, I mean, it's crazy, but Yelp actually has people that are so branded to them, that are so loyal to them, that they will continually go to Yelp, and that's the only place that they will look for a service or a product or a restaurant or what have you. Okay.
I'm a Google local guy, so I'm ranked fairly high up there at providing reviews and that kind of thing on the
Yeah.
Googles.
So we're all, so we're all accustomed and comfortable with where we normally search. And so, the point being is one review channel sufficient? And the answer is no. If there's a place where you can get a review about your business or about your service, you want to be on all platforms. And so, I mean, obviously that's a challenge. But the thing I will tell you, and we've been helping businesses with getting online reviews up for about 10 years now, is that the ones where we're able to get them across several different platforms are the ones that really start to grow. It's absolutely huge. There's no doubt that Google My Business, Google Online is probably the best one. But believe it or not, people still go to yellowpages.com. As crazy it is, there may be not a physical phone book out anymore, but there's this online platform where you can put up reviews, and there are just some people that still go there. So with that being said, bottom line is you need to have reviews, not just on Google, your website, but you need all the other channels, which is essentially what I just said. So I'm actually going to talk here in just a second about good reviews versus bad reviews. But with everything I just said right there, anybody have any questions on that or any thoughts as far as review channels and how important it is to get reviews going?
I have a lot of trouble getting them. So, and I've often found that for testimonials, I've got to write them, send them to the client to review, that nobody takes the time to really want to give that information that we really need.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And that is the difficulty. And for years, like I said, 10 years, we've helped businesses do that. But that's very much the process that we do is we will contract with a company, and literally they will give us their names and phone numbers of current and existing customers. We interview them on the phone. We transcribe the interview in the form of a review. We send it to them. And then the real work starts. We have to call them and remind them. So, but it works, but it's a process. I mean, just ask Al as far as how much time he has to spend on it, but it works. And when you can get those reviews up, it's pretty amazing. So, okay, so let's talk about good reviews versus bad reviews. Okay. The Rooferman LLC, located close to my office. I just went close to my office. They have a 5.0 star rating. Looks pretty good, right? Except every single one of these reviews isn't good. The last two, the one with Ryan, the one with Jessica, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's nothing there. But if you look at the first one where it's J Sal, I recently had my roof installed by the Rooferman. He comes highly recommended from the materials distributor. The men were friendly, polite. My roof looks awesome. Thanks, Mr. Rooferman. It's extraordinarily generic, right? And it could be written by a friend of J Sal. It could be written by the Rooferman himself. If he opens up another email account, I mean, there's just no depth, nothing there.
And assuming recently was 6 years ago, but.
Yeah, that's a while ago. That too. Good point. So recent reviews are good too. It's important. So, all right. So here's a review of a company that we've done reviews for, CertaPro. And if you go down, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but in about the third line, it says, I always felt, okay, second line, toward the end, the lady in the office who helped us set up the actual dates was phenomenal. I was always kept in the loop. When they had to push back things back a day, she let me know right away. I appreciate the level of communication. Okay. So here are some extraordinarily good details. And also too, you're seeing that not everything accordingly went to plan, meaning that they actually had to push back whether the appointment or the time that they came in and actually painted. But you can see how the business made it right. And that's going to be a key thing that we talk about here in a bit on it. Okay. This is another review for a company that's called Strictly Metal Roofing. And there's an extraordinary amount of detail. Obviously, you can see the part of the content that I have even enlarged. But if you read just kind of in the middle, it talks about getting the satellite TV up and running. It was Super Bowl weekend. Carl, who's the owner, Strictly Metal Roofing, he saved the Super Bowl. That's amazing. One roofer saved the Super Bowl for this family. And they're talking about it in a review, okay? Absolutely huge. Great detail. Detail that most of us are not gonna make up. You follow what I'm saying? That is very specific, detailed information about something where he was actually able to solve a problem that wasn't even his problem. They were reshingling the roof. They were fixing it. So, okay, go to the part where the content's enlarged. Actually says, after seeing Strictly Metal Roofing sign, we went to the BBB website and read all the great 5-star reviews that they have, and that made us feel comfortable and confident calling them. So this is a review about other reviews that they saw in which they felt comfortable. So it's kind of a circle of life kind of thing going on here, but it's actual proof that the reviews actually worked for this company and still work for this company, that they actually were able to get that kind of a review is huge. Okay, flooring nerd. A few of us know John Lansbaum, the owner of this company. Okay, very specific, very detailed. They're talking about vinyl flooring. They're talking about very specifics about how they wanted it to be waterproof, that they have issues with their foundation being cracked and adjusting, and that the vinyl product was the right product. So they went in there, were able to match it up. And at the bottom, you've got pictures, okay? Look at the length, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs, technically, if you want to call this last sentence a paragraph. Very detailed, very in-depth. In this instance, bigger, longer is better. There's no doubt about it. The more information that you have in the review, the more detail that's there, the better it is. So 3 things. And in fact, Craig probably mentioned a 4th thing that I should probably add, but the first 3, length, longer, deeper is better. Details, more details. The more specifics that are in the review, the better the review gets. The worst review you can have is, example, like a realtor takes care of their client, and they post a review. Jim, great guy, helped us find a house. Afterwards, we went out for a beer. Means nothing, says nothing, okay? We don't care about Jack being a great guy. We don't care about the fact that Jack drinks alcohol or that he likes beer. What we care about is the job that Jack did. And when there were problems that came up, and that's number 3, were the problem solved? Okay. All right, so any questions on that? Any thoughts? And we've only got 4 of us on the line right now. This is the smallest group we've ever had. So I apologize. I did get the message out, but.
Well, do you mind if I talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when I first started working with Andy on the reviews, it was interesting because I had to think about what I do as a consumer when I go to buy something like a $1,000 computer. I may not buy it at Amazon, but I go and look for the reviews. And I don't look at the one-liners, the two-liners, it's a great computer, it has this processor. I look at people's experiences, plus I look at the negatives sometimes just to give it a balance. But it's the lengthy reviews when people, like Andy said, are very specific about details, because that gives you a feel as to whether this is a good service or whether there's going to be problems. And I really enjoy it when I talk to somebody and they can go into a lot of details, because that's important. If you're a consumer, you're going to spend $10,000 on roofing or whatever it is, you want to get that verification. Even if your friend refers you to a roofing company, are you going to go to them right away? Probably not. You want to do some other independent verification as well. At least I would. But so I think it's a great service. I think that online reviews are amazing.
Yeah, and you're not biased, Al, are you? So with that being said, in a couple of weeks ago, we talked about extraordinary stories, to tell your story and how consumers will relate to that extraordinary story. And really, what's interesting about good online reviews, it's your customer that's telling the extraordinary story about you and about what you do well. So problem solved, okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about this and about problems being opportunities, and I'm going to kind of finish up with this. And I'm going to tell you my Chili's story, okay? So this is a fun story. So I worked at Chili's just after I lost my selling shoes out of a VW bus business, and I was living in my VW bus. I started working at Chili's. This is 1991, okay? I was a server, so I'd wait on tables, and what I started to notice is, obviously, the better service I gave, the better the tip was. Pretty straightforward. But I had this one experience which flipped a switch in my mind, that I ended up serving a table, and through the dining experience, and it was coming to a close, and a couple of them had not even really touched half their food. And I asked them, hey, so was there something wrong? Did you not like everything? And they're like, no, it was fine. It was okay. And I'm like, well, no, tell me. I kind of pushed on them, because most of us, right, when we go to a restaurant, last thing we want to do is complain about the food, have the food been sent back, the cook gets all mad, he spits in the food, fixes it, and sends it back out. Not fun, not a good idea. We kind of just live with it. So I said, no, tell me what's wrong and give me an opportunity to fix it, right? So they said, well, we didn't quite like this, or this wasn't quite right. And I said, okay, well, let me grab it, let me fix it. And I took it back to the kitchen, got new plates, fixed wherever the problem was. I don't even remember what it was. I don't know if it was the vegetables were cold, or if the steak wasn't cooked right, or what have you. But what was interesting, it was like a table of four. The bill came to, I think like $50, something like that. It wasn't real expensive. But they ended up tipping me like $30. It was just like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. If there is an opportunity, if there's a problem for me to solve, there's an opportunity. So thereafter, as I was working at Chili's, I got very smart about this, is I started sabotaging all the plates, that when I took them out, something was messed up. So I had an opportunity. Okay, just kidding. I did not do that. But every time there was a problem, okay, it gave me an opportunity to get in there and to fix it. And what an opportunity we have when we relate this to our own businesses, that we can get in there, that really when something kind of goes sideways, it really is an opportunity to jump in and try to make things right for the customer. And when we bend over backwards to fix that thing, even though it's not our fault, like fixing the satellite TV for the Super Bowl, now we're some sort of crazy superhero for that customer. Is like, oh my gosh, you saved Super Bowl for us. Thank you. So it's a real wonderful opportunity to really shine. So my offer today to the two of you is, if you want an online review audit, please just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do that. I pull up competitors. I do some really good analysis, and I actually score it out. And we do these all the time. It's not a big deal, but it's an opportunity to see where you are with your competition. So as I mentioned, I actually give you a score. So if you're interested in that, Craig, Lori, just reach out to Al. He'll take care of you. He'll set up an appointment to do that. But any questions, any thoughts on that? Was that worth your time?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You're always worth our time, Andy. It's all good.
Absolutely. Right.
Good. I'm glad. So with that being said, our next meeting is going to be May 19th. And I'll say this now, but I'm also going to say it on May 19th. we've made the decision to actually do these meetings just once a week. So it's
Okay.
going to be every Tuesday moving forward. Also, too, we're looking for people to kind of speak at this, kind of have a little bit of a presentation. I'll still kind of, kind of MC it, so to speak. But it's not that I'm running out of material. It just takes so much time to prepare and prep all the material, if that makes sense, doing it, once or twice a week. So please reach out to us if you're interested in that. So with that being said, if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about, we can conclude the meeting.